Hello, my loves. Welcome to today's class. Today we are doing a self-love yin yoga sequence. So really focusing on opening the heart physically and energetically and emotionally and sending ourselves lots of love today. So we're going to go directly into our first pose. For those of you who are new to yin yoga, please know this is a very different style of yoga from a traditional flow practice in that we hold poses for an extended period of time. So we're going to go directly in. If you do not already, please grab some pillows or props that you can use for support along our journey today. And know that you can always do unsupported. So we're going to begin in Anahata pose, which is called heart melting pose. So we're going to come onto all fours. Knees are directly under the hips and they're spread about hip width distance apart. We're going to keep the hips lifted above the knees, walk the arms out straight, spread fingertips wide on the mat, and then gently rest the forehead on the earth. Always an option to bring the floor higher using a prop or a pillow, or you can do unsupported. And then we're going to hold for time. So again, fingertips spread wide, hands planted into the earth. We're going to bring the forehead down to the mat. From here, making sure to drop the elbows. So instead of actively lifting the arms, we're going to rest the elbows on the earth as well. And then just take a moment to arrive today. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and release with an audible sigh. One more deep breath in through the nose. And release with an audible sigh. And returning the breath to a normal, natural, steady pace in and out through the nose. Allowing each cycle of breath to bring you deeper into presence and deeper into peace on your mat today. In yin yoga, we come to our comfortable edge in the position, and then the goal is to hold for an extended period of time. So resolving to hold still, and as we do so, we release any contracted muscles and instead allow ourselves to be held by the earth beneath us. So we're not actively engaging any muscles, but rather melting into the earth, surrendering, and letting her hold us as we hold in stillness. And as we hold, it's very natural for our minds to wander, taking a trip down memory lane into the past, or wandering with anxiety to the future with all we have to do. So as we sit in stillness and silence on our mats in our yin yoga practice, we can guide ourselves back to this present moment by focusing on our breath or focusing on the area that we are activating today. And today that is the heart. So each posture, each pose that we're holding has the intention behind it to open the front and the back of the heart so that we can let love in and then share that love with others. So with each cycle of breath, noticing how the heart expands and contracts. We expand as we inhale love and contract as we exhale, sending that love back out into the world. Now, as we hold the remainder of this Anahata heart melting pose, I want you to think of someone that you love in your life. Someone that makes you smile. Someone that makes you happy. And as we melt into the pose, just sending love to that person in this moment. Love and gratitude, thanking them for who they are and for all that they've done for you. Thinking of the qualities and characteristics that you love about this person. Maybe admiring how they show up for you and others. And just sending them some love. A few more rounds of breath here. On the inhale, gently walking back through center on all fours. We'll do a brief cat-cow just to stretch between the poses. On the inhale, tilting chin and tailbone up to the sky. On the exhale, gently rounding through the spine, tucking chin into chest. Two more times, very slow and mindful cat-cow. After your final one, we'll go into child's pose. So separating the knees, heels come together. We send the hips back over the heels, and then again, walk the hands out in front, resting them hands and forearms and elbows onto the earth. So again, not active. Elbows are not lifted in our yin practice. Instead, we melt everything into the earth, softening the muscles, and we take a moment to melt and surrender into the pose. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and release with an audible sigh. One more deep breath in through the nose, and we release with a sigh. And then we hold for time. So again, with each cycle of breath, bringing awareness to the heart as it expands and contracts, as it fills and empties. Sending your breath all the way into the heart, activating the energy of love, compassion, empathy, and peace. With each cycle of breath, allowing the emotions and feelings in the heart to strengthen. And as we hold in stillness, our hearts open and vulnerable, I want you to take a moment and think of something that you love in your life. So this could be another person, it could be a place, it could be a thing, an experience, a memory, a feeling. Just thinking of something you love, or maybe a moment when you felt loved. And take yourself back to that moment, or see that thing or that experience in front of you, and allow yourself to connect to the emotions of love and joy and all that that experience or moment or thing has brought you. And with each cycle of breath, I want you to breathe that feeling, that energy of love into your heart, into your physical body, and into your mind in this moment on your mat. Allowing the warm, healing vibration of love to come in through the crown of the head and sending it all the way down the body, through the heart, all the way down the spine, all the way down to the tips of the toes and fingers, and then back up again until your whole body is illuminating and vibrating with the energy of love. And continuing to breathe as we hold,
allowing your gentle breath to guide you to the present moment on your mat. And just continuing to breathe in the vibration and energy of love. And for these last few rounds of breath, we're going to transition into traditional child's pose. So gently coming up, we're going to bring the knees together and release the arms by our sides, palms facing up. Forehead meets the earth. And we'll continue to breathe here, receiving the beautiful benefits of our yin yoga practice. And just surrendering to the feeling of love. Allowing yourself to be fully held and supported in love by the earth beneath you. Knowing that you are lovable, you are worthy of love, and that you deserve to have all of the love in the world. And remembering that that love starts and begins with self. So as we surrender in traditional child's pose, just focusing on the back of the heart, allowing your heart to crack open so that you can receive love from others. Two more rounds of loving breath here. On the exhale, we're gently coming back onto all fours. From here, going into Sphinx pose. So we're going to come down onto our bellies. We're going to plant the hands and forearms and elbows into the earth. And then on the inhale, we're going to press up through the shoulders. On the exhale, allowing yourself to settle in. So typically in an active asana practice, we're activating and pressing. From here, we're going to soften, allowing yourself to soften into the pose. We inhale, tilting chin up to the sky, and exhale, melting into the pose. So again, not actively looking all the way up, but just gently lifting chin slightly, and then focusing on opening the front and the back of the heart. And if you haven't already, closing the eyes to keep the awareness within. And focusing on opening and radiating through the heart. And just taking some time to intentionally send love to people in your life that you know may need a little extra love today. It's going to be family, friends, coworkers, strangers even, perhaps past lovers or current partners. With each cycle of breath, just intentionally sending love from person to person, envisioning their face and seeing them receive your love.
And if your mind wanders, guiding it back to this present moment on your mat by focusing on your breath, continuing to send love to all the faces and people in your life. A few more nourishing rounds of breath here. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to bring the arms just in front and rest the forehead on the arms. We're going to pause here and take a deep inhale. And we're going to bend the right knee all the way up to the right armpit. And pausing here. So getting that stretch and opening through the heart and also getting a stretch through the hip. We hold a lot of energy and tension in our hips. A lot of old patterns, and things that don't serve us. So with a gentle opening and release at the hip, we can release any negative energy or anything that's taking up space in our heart. Release that so that we can invite in more love. So just being gentle with yourself as you release anything or anyone that's not serving you in this moment. Let it release through the hip. Releasing the physical from the physical body. Releasing the energy from the heart or the mind so that you can open up space and invite in more love, more joy, and more peace. Two more loving rounds of breath on this side. And gently release, bringing the right leg back. And then on the next inhale, we're going to inhale the left knee up toward the left armpit, pausing here. So opening and releasing from the other side, releasing any stuck, stale, or stagnant energy from the physical body, from the mind, and from the heart, so that we can invite in more love. Again, being loving with yourself as you observe what surfaces, what needs to be released in this moment. Sending love to the areas of the mind, body, or heart that need some extra love and healing.
2 more rounds of nourishing breath. On the exhale, we're actually gently going to roll onto our backs. So coming onto the back, I'm going to gently tuck the knees into the chest and just roll from side to side, massaging out the lower back. And from here, going into a spinal twist. We'll inhale the right knee into the chest, left leg goes long on the mat. Always an option to grab a prop, putting it by your side for the twist to rest the leg on, or you can do unsupported. So we inhale the right knee in. On the exhale, we bring it across the body, again, either to the floor or to your prop. Right arm will extend behind, left hand can go on top of the right knee to hold it down. And then gaze follows the extended arm. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and release with an audible sigh. One more deep breath in. And we release with a sigh. Settling in. Trying to release any contracted muscles and again, surrender and melt into the pose, allowing the earth to hold you. So softening the muscles around the hip, the spine, anywhere where you're feeling a stretch. Allowing each cycle of breath to support you in softening. Softening into love. And as we sit in stillness and silence, I want you to think about something or many things that you love about yourself. Focusing on all the qualities, characteristics, attributes, whether they be physical, the way that you think, the way that you perceive the world, the way that you show up in your life, the way that you love others, just allowing yourself to be flooded with lovely, loving thoughts about yourself and just celebrating all that you are and celebrating the things that you admire about yourself, the things that make you, you. Few more gentle and loving cycles of breath here. Sending that energy of love all the way down the spine, the tip of the tailbone, and then traveling, allowing it to travel back up out into the world. On the next inhale, gently coming back through center. We'll place the feet on the earth for a moment, and then we'll switch sides. We'll inhale the left knee into the chest, right leg extends. If you're using a prop, bringing it to the other side. We'll inhale at center. On the exhale, right hand guides the left leg across the body to the floor or your pillow. We inhale, left arm opens up behind, gaze follows the extended arm. And again, we surrender into the pose. So releasing any contracted muscles, softening all of the muscles, and allowing yourself to surrender into the earth. And continuing to think about things that you love about yourself. Breathing in love to mind, breathing in love to body, and breathing in love to heart, to soul, to spirit. Allowing this energy of love to fill the corners and layers of all that you are. And if your mind wanders, just guiding it back by bringing your focus and awareness to your heart as it's opening and stretching in this moment. And just sending breath and love to your heart in this moment. Knowing that you are worthy of all the love and all the admiration and all the loving thoughts that exist within. A few more gentle and loving cycles of breath. Keeping the eyes closed and keeping the energy of love vibrating in your heart. On the next inhale, coming back through center. And then our final pose, we're going to bring the knees and the feet together and allow the hips to open up to the side. So knees open up. We're going to inhale the hands and elbows in front of the face. And then we inhale, opening up the arms by our side. So opening up through the heart, through the chest, and just allowing ourselves for these final breaths to radiate the love from our hearts back into the world. Love always begins with self. So sending yourself and filling your heart with an abundance of love from self so that you can then share that love with others and send that love back out into the world. We cannot give from an empty cup or an empty heart. So first, we must fill our own hearts with love so we can then share and pour it into others. We often look to external sources to fill our very own hearts. But if we're always looking and searching to fill that void within with things outside of us, we will always be searching, always be chasing. So instead, we can start from the inside out and fill our hearts with love from self. And when our hearts are full, again, it will overflow with abundance into all those that we touch, into all those that we meet. So on these final rounds of breath, just truly tapping in to the deep vibration of love. Just reflecting over your life and all the people in it, all the experiences you've had, and those that you've shared them with that bring love and joy into your heart. We'll take a deep inhale here. On the exhale, slowly bringing the knees together. And if you can, keeping the eyes closed, we're gently going to come back up to a comfortable seated position. So getting there very slowly and mindfully, keeping the eyes closed and awareness within. Spine is tall, crown of the head reaching toward the sky. We'll inhale the left hand to the heart and the right hand on top. And silently or aloud, repeating the affirmation. I choose to think loving thoughts. I choose to speak loving words. And I choose to act with loving behaviors. And I choose always to lead with love. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining that beautiful self-love practice. I hope you enjoyed, and just remembering to be loving and gentle with yourself through all of the changing tides of life. Sending you all lots of love. Have a beautiful weekend.